What's up, Space Pirates? This is your captain, the ever-charming Dr. Disaster, and we have evidence that amidst their stock prices plummeting like hell, Ubisoft is doing what these game companies always do and are trying to trick gamers into playing Star Wars Outlaws.
Is it really you?
Yes, my dear. I guarantee it. Would I lie?
We've got word that at least one YouTuber out there who was sent the code to play this game early and review it had a spokesperson for Ubisoft go through their review and tell them what they were and were not allowed to say. It would seem to me that Ubisoft is desperate. Their stock prices have been plummeting for the past few days. Actually, it's been happening ever since their earnings call from a few weeks back. So, in any event, them pressuring YouTubers to say what they want them to say is unsurprising, considering that Ubisoft is reportedly spending a metric shit ton of money on marketing, all in an attempt to lure folks into buying their shitty, corporate, soulless garbage.
No, Vesper, don't! No.
Fool you! Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter or X or whatever the hell we're calling it now. I keep a list on there of games lousy with wokeness pinned to the account at all times for your reference. My handle on the platform is Dr. Disaster 1. But anyhow, it's as I said earlier, Ubisoft's plan on Star Wars Outlaws appears to be to simply spend their money and efforts into pushing an all-out blitz in the media, trying to convince unsuspecting normies to play their game simply because it has Star Wars in its title, rather than do what they can to pump out something people actually want to play, rather than create a character who doesn't look like the creature from the Black Lagoon. They're trying instead to fool people with bullshit marketing. This tactic hasn't worked out very well for Disney in the past decade, though. People have gotten to the point where they don't trust the media at all when it comes to anything Star Wars, as evidenced by the Rotten Tomatoes score for The Acolyte. The disparity of opinion between so-called critics and normal people is a gulf wide enough to park Lizzo's ass in, and that's saying something. But let's read about what's been going down with this individual YouTuber in this article from That Park Place, and then we're going to talk about the stock price situation with Ubisoft. The article says, German YouTube channel PLUMMETS removed their Star Wars Outlaws preview video after admitting a third-party agency had to approve their nearly 1-hour reaction video after spending 4 hours with the game. In a post to YouTube, PLUMMETS shared that they removed their Star Wars Outlaws preview video from their channel. As translated by DeepL, one of the channel's owners stated, "Hi, Peter here. We've taken the Star Wars video offline, not because we wanted to sweep something under the carpet or anything, but because it should never have been published and we don't want it on the channel." We'll talk a bit more about this in the next PLUMMETS episode, I'm sorry. And I gotta say, I personally really respect this. Honesty like this needs to be encouraged more. If we want more of these critics to come out and behave this way, siding with the gamers instead of the corporate shitheads who want to buy everyone off, then I would discourage people from talking shit about these guys. But let's read a bit more. This post came in the wake of a comment revealing that a third-party agency had to approve of Star Wars Outlaws preview video. As translated by Deep L, the channel posted, "I completely understand the arguments that were made here, and that was not correct. I had the opportunity to play the game for 4 hours, and it was edited into over an hour of video. As part of the review process, the entire video was thrown back to us, and an intermediary agency, not Ubisoft, asked for a lot of changes, especially to the wording at the beginning, but since I personally thought the game was really cool, I didn't see that as a big problem. This was a huge miscalculation." It added, "Sorry, you don't have to pre-order a game, of course. You can buy whatever you like with your money. I absolutely enjoyed the version I was shown. The process behind it was for the ass." That sounds as though something was lost in translation, but whatever. And it says, "I'm sorry we didn't print more against it, but let ourselves be beaten wide open. Big sorry for that." So yeah, this doesn't surprise anyone, I know, but we have evidence once again that these companies like Disney and Ubisoft go out of their way to pressure critics into saying things they want them to say. This isn't a problem for a shit organization like IGN. They've sold out their soul long ago, but there are at least some critics who have a conscience and don't want to be censored. They don't want to have their own words filtered through a series of corporate overlord shit. And when you think about it, this just reeks of desperation. Ubisoft has been having some really rough times for the past couple years. Last year, they lost €500 million as a company, which they had to report to the public since they are a publicly traded company. They rightfully got a lot of flack earlier this year when they announced that games you bought from them weren't really yours, and that we all had to get comfortable not owning our games. Every single trailer that they have put out for Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Shadows, their two big games coming out this year, every trailer they've put out for them has been ratioed into oblivion because gamers are sick of their shit, which ain't good for them, considering they really need a win this year. Their stock prices, as I mentioned, have completely fallen into the dump over the past few months, dropping from $4.87 all the way down to $3.77. That is damn near a quarter of their total value, and it's a really bad sign, considering that it's happening right in the thick of their marketing campaign for Star Wars Outlaws. It seems investors are not feeling confident that Ubisoft will hit a home run with this thing. To top things off, Ubisoft is now facing a massive petition called Stop Killing Games, which was spawned in the European Union and which will legally challenge their ability to turn off the servers for digital-only games like The Crew. This, frankly, could ruin Ubisoft. We're going to talk more about this subject in the coming days, I suspect, but as for now, suffice to say that Ubisoft is feeling the heat in just about every way, in just about every direction. The company really needs a win here. They really need a win with Star Wars Outlaws. Expect the propaganda to be thick. In the first few weeks of Star Wars Outlaws' release, the media will be going all out to push narratives that the game was a huge success. As I've said, they need to fool you into thinking this is a game that everyone wants to play and everyone enjoys. But don't be fooled by their nonsense, folks. In any event, I'm going to leave it there. I just finished a playthrough of the original Resident Evil, one of my all-time favorites, and I'm trying to decide what to jump into next. I was thinking of replaying L.A. Noire. I haven't played that in about a decade, but drop your suggestions on what to play next, and any mockery of Star Wars Outlaws into the comment section below, and we will talk there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.